Best DFW's cars here. For those of you who are my speedy racers and know, there's one car that's always been missing from my repertoire of German sports sedan.
So this is a clue.
So today,
There it is. So very cool.
So let's go check it out, take it for a drive, and see how it is. One thing I noticed straight off as I was doing this is kind of these crazy little red lines. I'm not sure what those are. I haven't really seen those before, so.
So right off the bat, you notice that I think it's starting in 2016 or 17 that it gets that kind of sport look package here with the blacked out chrome in the front on the grille there. I'm probably the only person in the world who is not a fan of that. Let's go take a walk around. You know, it still looks fresh. I don't think it's the best looking car in this category, but it still looks nice and fresh. It does look very sleek in the front there. A nice profile on this guy. I think that's a good looking car. It's definitely attractive. And then the back is actually one area where I like it. It kind of looks a little bit almost more 5 Series-ish. So it looks good from the back, you know, some nice curves in there. So they've kept this back, you know, fairly fresh considering how far back this, you know, car does go. So let's check it out. Check out that engine. I gotta say, for the stock exhaust, that is pretty impressive. Interior of this car, BMW has upped their game a little bit. Like the stitching there, that strip of chrome, it's still simple, but it is much nicer. I like the color combo on this one too. It's a cool color. You know, they've put some adornments on the wheel there, so it's a little bit nicer there. Pretty traditional BMW gauges. They've updated the graphics and font a little bit from before, and then you know, they're going with this wider element here with the chrome surround. So nice looking car. You know, they kind of started this and now everyone else is doing the joystick thing. It does give you more room here. One interesting touch is they haven't gone e-brake on here yet, so you still get that manual parking brake. That was kind of surprising to me. And then, you know, the wood and chrome, like the dark wood on this one too, continue right across there, and then yeah, it wraps around. So nice looking car. The seats also on this, very nice bolstering on there. Nice quality leather as you'd expect from BMW. So it's really going to come down probably how this car kind of ranks to me, how it drives, especially when I switch it from Eco Pro into Sport Plus. All right, so I'm excited, guys, because it has been a while since I've driven the 3 Series. I drove the first revision of the car after the haven't driven this one, which has some cool features like Sport Plus turns a dynamic traction mode on. That's pretty cool. BMW supposedly tweaked the suspension and steering back to kind of get some of that magic that made it the real ultimate driving machine. That really was for them more than a marketing tool. So let's take it out. So a lot of car reviewers will review the car and then give you their thoughts and comments, and I do that sometimes too. I'm gonna be more candid today and just sort of take it out and let you know as I am going. So this is all impromptu. Power, even from the 28, the turbochargers helped a lot with that. The old like 325 versus 330, it used to be a worthwhile upgrade, and you're like, yeah, if you go at all fast, you need that extra speed. It's become a little less true now. It is still very nice. That's never been a complaint of BMW. Very, almost as nice as the Mercedes and as good as the Audi, the current A4. So, and when I talk about these, I'm comparing the most current generation. The steering, even in Sport Plus, still has some vagueness in there. I know they've tweaked it, but I'm a BMW driver using a blinker. What? That's crazy. Let's give it a... Okay. That sounds really nice, and that feels very fast for, I would say the base model, but now they have the 320 in addition to the 328 or 330 Let me pull it out of Sport Plus, because that's probably not necessary for what I'm doing here. Gotta pass this like Jeep that's, oh wow, because there's a family of deers over here. I was wondering why someone was stopped, so that's cool. So you always see these signs in this neighborhood that kind of warn you about deers, and it's like, how bad could that be? But yeah, they just kind of chill out in the neighborhood, so that's pretty cool. Very comfortable. I would say it's what used to distinguish BMWs is, you know, they were as comfortable more or less as the Mercedes, and definitely as comfortable as the Audi, but they had that sporting edge which they'd lost a little bit. I appreciate the efforts they've made with the steering. It's pretty great. I haven't driven the new 2 Series as a review yet, so be curious to see how this compares to that. That'll be coming up. It's controlled. It feels more almost like a 5 Series though, in terms of sportiness and BMW-ness, as it were. Is that a thing, BMW-ness? Than it does the 3, and I guess that's because of the 1 and 2. They felt, okay, we'll make this a bigger, more luxurious car, and it's not really the entry level anymore. It's fun to drive. I mean, I have a lot of curves here, so I can experience that. The suspension, it's solid. I think though the current generation B9 2017 or in some countries it's 2016 Audi, I think it's a little sportier, both in terms of the steering and the suspension. This may be ever so much marginally more comfortable, but it's hard to say because the A4 I'm most familiar with had the 19-inch rims and the extra sporty suspension on there, so kind of a hard comparison. But the power from that little engine is probably the most impressive part. It doesn't quite feel as powerful as like an N54, like 330. 90% of what you do, it's just fine. I like the sounds though. I'm pretty sure this one doesn't have it being, because it's still soft, piped into the interior, so that's pretty impressive. This one does have paddle shifters. Wow. Sounds nice. I hope you guys can hear that on the video. I'll try to isolate the sound out. Impressive. There's a nice, really swooping curve here. Goes through it well. Let me try one thing here just to get a feel for that suspension at a higher speed. Yeah, the suspension does not let you down in this car, so that's a win, BMW. But I don't think anyone's ever accused them of getting soft on the suspension. Softer, but never like, oh my gosh, this feels like a Lexus or a Benz kind of soft. And I mean like a big old Lexus or a Benz. I can't get tired of that sound. Like, I can't believe that's essentially what used to be the base model of a car. It's not supposed to sound like that. A little growl. You don't really hear the turbos as much as on the Mercedes and the Audi, which I thought is interesting. Which I don't have a problem with, because you hear more of the engine and exhaust. So, here's another turn. Solid. So yeah, the steering, even in sport mode on the Mercedes, the C has tighter steering, and that's kind of crazy. And of course the Audi electric system in the B9, at least with the sport package, feels not electric. It feels like a mechanical system. So yeah, when this car is in Sport Plus mode, not as tight as the Mercedes and giving as much feedback, although Mercedes has improved their game and gone from luxury more towards luxury sports car. 2018, my guess would be they're probably going to totally redo this car and hopefully bring back the BMW steering. It is still now don't get me wrong, it is still a very sporty sedan, but my old 3 Series and the 1 and 2 Series I've driven have more sport in it. This is more luxury sedan. So let me put an Eco Pro or Prius mode. Really quiet in Prius mode. That's fun though. When you put it in Eco Plus, it gives you a little gauge, and it shows exactly how many miles you've added versus not having an Eco Plus. So very quiet, very comfortable. The area for improvement would of course be the steering again, because the suspension is still compliant and feels nice. To buy this car with my own money test, I would suggest you drive the A4 first if you're looking for the sportier choice. I think the Mercedes is nicer inside, so from that perspective, if you care a lot about interior, and I mean the ride quality is kind of a toss-up on these two cars. All right, let's talk pricing. Options only a few weeks old, so yeah, let's see. Base price of $38. Battle brown Dakota leather. I think that's worth the $1,400. The driver's assistance, which is parking distance control, the beepers you probably heard earlier, and a rear view camera. I think starting next year, they won't, at least in the States, you won't be able to charge for a rear view camera anymore, so that's nice. The 17-inch rims included, the sport transmission, sport leather steering wheel. I don't know, besides it's 3-spoke, what exactly is that sporty about it, but that's cool. The anthracite wood trim, that is, included. That's actually looks really nice. I like that. Run flats, I switched that out and just bought a fill kit for my BMW that I have, just because they hurt the ride quality. I've heard they lose MPG. I don't know if that's accurate, but it is what it is. More expensive, of course, too. Power seats, yes. It does have the sport seats. They are sporty, and yet they are also comfortable. Heated front seats as well. LED fog lights, that's pretty cool. I know cars with full LED headlights will integrate the fog lights, kind of like part of that. One of the like LEDs will kind of go down, but I don't know if I've seen that as like a separate thing. So that's pretty cool. Ambient lighting. It's not quite dark enough out. Maybe I'll be able to show you that later. And then, an anthracite colored headliner. It's pretty. I will have for you guys a more in-depth review comparing the three cars since as well, if you kind of were in between the three. I feel like people generally like, okay, I'm going one way or another. I'm going down a hill like this now, so that's why I have some distraction. But yeah, I feel like generally people kind of are like, yeah, I'm leaning towards the BMW. Oh, I've never been an Audi fan before, but I hear the new Audis are great. Or like I've always been a Benz guy and I've always wanted a Mercedes. But I feel like people do cross shop these a lot, and this has definitely made it a lot harder, especially when compared to the Mercedes, because they have up their interior game and they have made it more of a luxury car. That's also made it easier for Audi though to swoop in and kind of steal the more performance-oriented side of it, especially when you factor like Quattro, things like that, into the equation there. I really do like the new key. I like that red strip with the roundel in the middle there. One obvious mark or sign of quality is just listen to these doors. Very nice stud. BMW's always had that, and it kind of is a mark of quality. Another nice little thing while we're talking about marks of quality. So the BMW roundel itself used to just kind of like be a sticker that was put on there. This one actually has 3D effects. I don't know when BMW switched to that, but that's a really cool effect I had never noticed before, so that's nice. Unless something is really, really great or really, really, not great, I don't generally talk too much about like the iDrive and technology in a car. If it has a cool feature, I will. But iDrive has improved just exponentially. It's much more straightforward and simple to use, so good job BMW there, kind of going back to something that folks can, figure out. Until next video, drive on.